and part of the new reality is that you can now get on a plane and go to Cuba from the U.S.
And people are doing just that today. We went to Miami International Airport to get reaction from people, the fact that they are heading there at this historic time. Ted Scouten is live at MIA with that story for us. Ted.
Good morning, Rick and Rudabeh. Well, a lot of people are showing up for those flights this morning. Right behind me here, this is American Airlines, the line for American Airlines' next flight to Havana. Plenty of people coming out here. What was really interesting, though, as we were walking around talking to people before they check in for their flight, when we spoke to people who were originally from Cuba and they're heading back, they did not want to discuss any of this. They didn't want to talk any kind of politics. They just didn't want to say anything about it. But for people who are not from there, they looked at this as a front row seat to history. Crowds waiting to board their flight to Havana, but today is not like any other day.
Estamos contentos que ya no tenemos un dictador más en Cuba.
Berta Soler Fernandez tells us that she's happy. She's excited to head back to Cuba after learning Fidel Castro is dead. And this time, she said she's not as worried. Meanwhile, these nurses are heading to Cuba to meet with other healthcare workers.
I was afraid this would happen when I heard that we were going to go to Cuba.
No one in the group knows what to expect when they land.
I feel fortunate that I'm going to be around and I'm going to be able to learn how the country feels, how the people feel.
For many in this group, they have no personal stake in this. They have no family ties to Cuba. They see this more as a chance to see firsthand history in the making.
I think we're very fortunate to be part of a very historical event, and it will be very interesting. Cuba's always interesting today, especially.
And we're likely going to see a lot more people heading down to Havana in the coming week. Right now, commercial flights are available to other cities within Cuba. This coming week on Monday, we'll start those regularly scheduled commercial flights to Havana. Right now, it's only charter. Live at the airport, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Ted, it's Rudabeh here. I'm curious, did people know about this when they got to the airport, or did you find any people who had no idea who you broke the news to?
No, everybody knew about it. We were speaking to the people who are not from there, who were going down. There was a group from Ohio and a few other places. They were very interested in what's going on. They all knew about it, and they're excited to get there just to see what's going to happen. And as I said, they look at this as kind of them having a front row seat to history, because whatever happens, it will be very historic. But the people who are from there, who are going back to visit, they were very cautious, did not want to say a thing. They all knew about it, but nobody wanted to talk about it. They said, I just don't want to talk about anything political. So it was just interesting responses from people.
And I know from having flown out of MIA to take one of those charter flights to Cuba that you see a lot of people there. They line up. You have to arrive hours and hours before your scheduled flight time. And you see a lot of people online bringing with them a lot of goods, a lot of, in some cases, electronics, things that people have bought and purchased here in South Florida that they want to take back to the island with them. Have you seen any change in sort of the normal routine that people might be following ahead of a trip to Cuba as a result of this news?
No, I haven't. I think the people who are coming this time, they were already obviously had their trips planned. So you saw all the big containers with televisions, with clothes, everything being wrapped up in plastic. If you can show Joaquin right over there, you can see right there that group where everything is wrapped up in plastic. So they're bringing a lot of goods down there. As I said, the people who are going on, at least on this flight right now, on these flights to Havana, these charter flights, this was already planned. So they have a lot of stuff that they're taking there with them.
All right, Ted Scouten live for us at Miami International Airport. Ted, thank you very much.